A Thunder Report from 107.7 The Franchise.
Greetings, Thunder fans. It was quite a roller coaster ride here in Chesapeake Energy Arena tonight, but in the end, the Oklahoma City Thunder beat the Memphis Grizzlies 100-86 to take a 1-0 lead in the best-of-7 Western Conference playoff series. The Thunder led by as much as 25 points in the game. In fact, they led at halftime 56-34, but Memphis roared to a 31-13 margin in the third quarter, only to see Oklahoma outscore the Grizzlies by 10 in the final period to pull away to win it 100-86. We have several guests here in the postgame show. First, we'll hear from Memphis head coach Dave Yeager, Oklahoma City head coach Scott Brooks. Then we'll hear from Mike Conley of the Grizzlies, and then Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant will put the cap on it at the end of this franchise Thunder Report.
An interesting game. I thought that they came out with a lot of force, which we had anticipated. They came in, they ran downhill at us from the first opening tip, and they played with, like I said, a lot of force going to the rim. Got out and ran. They got out in transition. We didn't score a lot of baskets, shooting a low percentage. They took long shots or long rebounds that they gathered in and really ran out. We did a good job of managing our turnovers, which we were very concerned about. But, you know, for them to get 21 points in the first half on fast break points is just way too many for us. So try to get the game slowed down. I thought we did a good job in the third quarter. We stood up and took a stand. And where there was times where in the first half we weren't making contact with people till they got below the foul line, especially the basketball. In the second half, I thought we did a better job of that. We certainly made a couple more baskets. Ball went in. It's a little bit easier to get back and set our defense. They got great players. They had a great defensive scheme. They made it tough on Mark and Zach. We got 55 shots in the paint. I would say certainly that a lot of them were contested. We certainly need to make more shots from the perimeter and loosen that up a little bit so they're not so quite free to go down there and roam and use their length and athleticism around the rim. Any questions?
Barry Trammell with the Oklahoman. Can you use the comeback and getting back in the game after being so far down? Can you use that going forward in the series? I mean, is that a positive you can take out of tonight, or is just any defeats just one more closer to 4?
It's a good question. What we talked about at halftime was we got to make them play. They haven't even had to play yet. They just running around free and loose. And let's give them a heck of a game and let's make them play their best game. And I thought we did a much better job of that in the third quarter. And so that is definitely what we have to hold on to. And we need 48 minutes of that. That's the only quarter we won. It's the only quarter they scored under 27 points in the entire game. So that's a big deal for us. We've got to guard. There's no doubt about it.
Coach, you didn't make a sub until I think Zach got into foul trouble early in the fourth quarter. Do you think your guys ran out of gas?
No question. Yep. But I thought we were on a run. I didn't know where else. We had a little bit of a rhythm. Courtney Lee got a little bit more aggressive in the second half and hardly played at all in the first half, so I was okay there. And then they go from traditional to going small ball, and that can be difficult for us to defend. We just tried to make them pay with Mark and Zach getting fully lathered up and ready to go. And Mike Conley ran out of gas a little bit. He had some looks that he normally knocks down, but Tony Allen is with Tayshaun being out, which I guess I could have said that in the opening statement. Tayshaun was pretty sick, which I didn't find out. I mean, we've been working on it, but that he give it his best shot, but once he really couldn't go that well, so then you're talking about Tony Allen and James Johnson to guard Durant. I thought Tony Allen did a pretty good job when he was on him solely and especially in the second half. So I want to just leave him locked in on Durant, and so that's what we did with that.
Myron Patton Fox in Oklahoma City. You mentioned Tony Allen. He gave you some offense that I think most people probably don't expect out of him. 6 of 12 from the field, knocked down some jumpers.
Yeah, they don't guard him. So I mean, it's not an insult. Tony is a cutter and a guy who's got to find open spots on the floor, and he stepped up and knocked down some shots. So, I like is that he had 2 layups. I mean, I know that neither one went in of the 2 that got blocked, but I think he had 4 layups in transition. We need easy baskets, and for him to get out and do that is big for us, and I don't think he's going to run down and get his shot blocked very often. So for him to step up and make a couple mid-range jumpers helps finding holes in their defense when they're roaming off of him and finding open areas to make them pay. I thought he's going to have to keep doing that for us to be able to score. And so they sometimes they double team, but sometimes they just stand in there and just use their length. And obviously they've got a lot of length and athleticism.
Dean Blevins, News 9. How's Mike Conley's hamstring? And also Scott talked about the rebounding edge that Oklahoma City had, that was one of the factors in getting them out in transition. Can you talk about the importance of that?
Yeah, rebound numbers can be skewed only if we both shoot the same percent and they get more, then they did a good job. We missed so many shots; they had a lot of rebounds to have the opportunity to gather in. But they did rebound well, and it seemed like when we would get a stop, and we talked about this, pregame, that you give so much attention to Durant and Westbrook, and you're trying to give support to those guys guarding those two guys that you can get off of bodies, and they got some tip-ins and some second chance points that they're kind of demoralizing when you finally get you get the stop that you're looking for and they get a putback. But they ended up with 7 offensive rebounds, and for us to have 13, again, we had plenty available to opportunities to go get offensive rebounds because we didn't make a lot of shots.
Coach Patrick Braun, KADS Radio. How much did you guys miss Nick Calathis tonight on that second unit? Not a lot out of the bench production. How much did you guys miss him tonight?
Well, I think they have a nice chemistry together, and everybody knows how to play off of each other, and it's kind of new for Bano. Try to play Bano and Mike together a little bit so that he could just get a good feel for what we're trying to do. I thought he did a good job, especially in the first half, of just attacking and coming down the floor with a push and getting in the lane before they could load up and set their defense. So it's going to come along for him. It is, our second group has kind of gotten an identity throughout the course of the season. So you take the guy who handles the ball 80% of the time with that group, and it makes it a little bit different. And I think, Mike Miller ended up with 3 shots in the first half. 2 of them were hand grenades at the end of the clock. Where you just got to throw up a Hail Mary. So, I think that affects those guys a little bit. And what we're able to run and bang and punch it out.
Well, I thought we came out with great defensive intensity. Everybody was locked in. Just a good overall game. Well, everybody chipped in. Their bigs are a handful. I thought our bigs did a good job of really battling them and making some of their touches very difficult. Randolph, 8 offensive rebounds. We have to somehow try to lower that number, but I liked what we did. In the third quarter, our defense wasn't as aggressive, but give them credit. They came out, when they were down a big number, they came out with more. They came out better, and we didn't do a good job of getting stops in that third quarter that allowed us to play with our pace. But we responded and had a very good fourth quarter.
Dean Blevins, News 9. Scott, can you be more specific? What was the problem in that lead going from 24 on down to 2, and then what did you do to flip it back around?
Well, we going into this series, we know that we were playing against a very good team that, to have the lead that we had, we earned it because we worked and played a lot of good basketball. But we know this is a very good basketball team. They were going to make a run. I didn't anticipate the type of run they had in the third quarter, but they did it because they got offensive rebounds, they got steals, and they got some turnovers into points. And we didn't run our offense as well as we had, and then we were taking some tough shots. But I thought we settled ourselves down in that fourth quarter, and then we gave ourselves some cushion going down the stretch.
Nick Gallo, Thunder.me.com. Coach, you out-rebound them by 10, and you have 32 fast break points. Are those numbers connected in your mind?
Well, those are absolutely connected. When we get the ball off the rim and not out of the net, we put ourselves in a position to use our speed and athleticism and our ability to attack the goal, and we did a good job with that throughout the night. Take away that third quarter, but. That's what we need to do. We out-rebound this team. That's a great. Give our guys a lot of credit. Zach's 8 offensive rebounds. We have to clean that up. But overall, our guys battled. Our bigs are going to continue to play them and play them physical. The thing that we didn't do a very good job of, we were fouling them. We got them on the free throw line just too many times. 20 in the first half.
Anthony Slater, Oklahoma. How important was Karan in his 31 minutes?
Well, I thought Karan's, dunk, it's probably surprised 18,203 fans, as well as the staff and our players. But it gave us a spark. We were at that point we were bending a little bit, but we didn't break. And I thought that was a great opportunity by him. He took it strong and he finished. I thought that was good. His minutes were good. he's a very good basketball player. Sam did a great job of picking him up and putting us in this position to have him.
Scott, Jeff Kaplan, NBA.com.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, with the speed and intensity of which you guys play, and you built that lead, is it impossible to play that way the entire 48 minutes? And are these kind of swoons? I mean, are you used to them? Are they expected? Not that it's going to be 25-2 each time, but
yeah, we want to play with that type of intensity. There's no question. It's hard to play it 4 quarters, 48 minutes, 85 or 90 offensive possessions, but we want to strive for that. What we want to do, we want to play solid, and then have some of these really good runs, but nothing below solid. And tonight in that third quarter, probably 7 or 8 minutes of that wasn't as well as we would have liked. But we fought back, we kept the lead, and then we extended it down the stretch.
Myron Patton, Fox 25. Couple things. How's Russell? Because it looked like he went to the locker room, and I think people thought maybe something wrong. I know he came back and played. And then also, are you pleased, other than the offensive rebound that Zach Randolph got, they took a lot of shots to get the points he and Marcus saw. Is this what you want to see?
Yeah, Russell's, as far as I know, he's fine. This is the first I've heard of it. But yes, you hold an NBA team in 36%, you've done a lot of good things. And Zach was 7 for 21. Gasol was 7 for 19. Who really played well for them was Tony Allen. He made shots. He's worked on his jump shot. He's making shots. I thought he hit a bunch of big shots, important shots in that second half.
Barry Trammell with the Oklahoma. Scott, is there any advantage to winning by a blowout? If you went ahead and played well in the third quarter and just put this game away, is there any advantage to winning that way in the playoffs, or just winning is all that matters?
Winning is all that matters. We talk about it's all about just getting wins. It's the first team to 4. You have to play every game as it's the most important game, and we're up 1-0. This game we will learn from it. Watch film tomorrow in the afternoon, and then we will turn the page, and then we'll focus on game 2. They're obviously going to want to play better, and so are we. We want to play. We want to keep playing good basketball, and we want to continue to find ways to improve on our play.
Dean Blevins, News 9 again. Coach Russell ends up with 32 and a half minutes. Your restrictions are off of him. Is there any reason he didn't get any more minutes?
No, I mean those are good minutes. I thought Reggie gave us good minutes. I thought Fish gave us good minutes. The one thing about our team, we have good depth. There's going to be guys that don't play that's had some good years. I thought Jeremy had a good year, but it's going to be hard to get him minutes. Russell averaged 35 minutes, I think, for 5 straight years. So he's 2.5 minutes off of his average. There's going to be times he plays 42. There's going to be times he plays 32, and there's going to be times he plays 36. That's just NBA basketball in the playoffs. Everybody has to step up and play well, and I thought our guys did a good job with that. One more, please.
Scott, talk about the start of the second quarter, your second unit, the run they made, and extended the lead out.
Well, I thought we did a good job defensively. I thought our bigs did a good job of keeping them out of the paint and keeping them off the boards. I thought Reggie did a phenomenal job of pushing the ball and finding perimeter guys. He found Karan for a 3 that I thought was a big play. We played good defense in that second quarter. I thought we did a good job of really just continuing to play with the pace that we want to play, keep pushing the ball, but it has to be off of our defensive effort.
Talk about what happened to what they did to you in the first half, and then how you were able to kind of turn the game around in the third quarter.
Well, first off, in the first half, they came out running. We weren't getting back in transition. That was the one thing that we needed to do, was get back in transition, stop them from getting easy buckets, and we didn't do that. Second half, I thought we did a better job of getting our hands on them, being more physical defensively, allowed ourselves to slow down the game a little bit, and we were able to get to our pace.
Dean Blevins, News 9. Mike, how would you describe how you feel coming out of this game as a team? Disappointed, encouraged, or how would you describe it?
Well, obviously we're disappointed. We're a confident group, and we always feel like we can win every game, and we didn't. We were embarrassed in the first half, quite frankly, and and that hurts. So, but you know, at the end, at the end of the game, I think we look back and we say, hey, we played a good 2.5 quarters of basketball. If we got to learn from that in the tape, and see what we can do next game.
Mike Brent Weber, KOSU Radio. Can you talk a little bit about, people see a team in this league come back, almost overcome a big deficit like that, but just how that does kind of, it drains you and it will take it out of you. And in a series, how do you keep that from holding over to game 2?
Well, you don't want to spot a team like Oklahoma City or any team, 16, 18 points, and it takes a lot to get back into the game. You're doing double what you need to be doing, and we can't afford to do that. If you keep doing that every game, you're going to have tired legs. You're going to not, make the right plays down the stretch, and that's what happened a little bit tonight. We made some errors at the end of the game. We let them get to the rim a little bit. Got some easy dunks that we weren't giving up in that third quarter. So we got to find a way to get off to a better start.
Jeff Kemper, KOCO, ABC, Oklahoma City. You guys struggled shooting all night. What do you attribute that to?
We got good looks. I can't say that it was anything other than that. We got good looks. We had some open threes. Our bigs got some good looks in the post. We just didn't knock them down. We have to be more focused and at the line as well. I think making free throws is a big deal for us, and we got our opportunities. We just got to make them.
Can you talk about how much more comfortable or how much more room to operate you felt like you had with Russell back out there now, and just how it felt to have him back in the playoffs?
It felt good. Top one of the top 5 or 10 players in the league. You gotta be conscious of him every time he's out in the court. And tonight, he did it all for us. Rebounded the basketball extremely well. Got everybody involved and scored the ball at a high rate. So, he makes it a lot easier for everybody, not just myself. And tonight, he wreaked havoc on both ends of the floor.
Barry Trammell with the Oklahoman. Russell, 2 questions. One, are you okay? You seem to get banged up there. I think it was the second quarter, got hit in the stomach, and not sure if you were okay the rest of the game. And second, have you seen Mike Conley tonight? You guys are dressed a little bit alike.
Yeah, I'm okay. And no, I haven't.
Anthony Sater with the Oklahoman. Kevin, did that Karan dunk surprise you at all? And then beyond that, in his 30 minutes, how did he kind of contribute?
No, it didn't surprise us. He seemed we were struggling a little bit. I think that play kind of united the whole crowd in our team. It was vintage Karan Butler, but he was playing extremely hard for us. Did a lot of good things for us in those 30 minutes, and that's what we need from him. And we're gonna need that from all the guys. They might not play a lot this game, but down the line, we're gonna need them. And Karan stepped up for us.
Dean Blevins, News 9. I'm sorry, someone else. For both of you, please. What was the biggest problem in losing that? I think it was from 25 down all the way to 2. What was the biggest problem, and then what was the key in being able to come back, Russell?
Well, I just think, as a point guard, my job is to set the tone. I didn't do a great job of that in the third quarter of coming out and setting the tone. Had a few bad turnovers. Kind of led to them getting easy baskets. I got to do a better job of that. And, as for us coming back, we never broke. We did a great job of staying together. Teams are going to make runs in it's the playoffs. And, I think we did a good job of just staying together and sticking with our stuff.
Like you said, this is about bending and not breaking. And we know that teams are going to come out and keep fighting, especially going into the half. Down, we were up 20 points, and, we knew they were going to come out and keep fighting. That's what they do. And we just stayed together, and we made plays in that fourth quarter. Third quarter was tough for us, but we didn't, we stayed together. We didn't stray away, and we talked it through and made it work on the offense and defensive end, and was able to pull away a little bit in that fourth quarter.
Myron Patton Fox, and this is both of you. You were the only home team to win today. Comment on that, and just the fact of your start. Just what was the key to get off the starts you guys got in the first half, first quarter in particular?
It's funny you said that. Me and Kevin were just talking about all the home teams lost today. We didn't want to be the leading trend on losing the home game. So we're just happy we won the game, and it's a good win for us. And as for the start, I think we did a great job of just coming out and hitting them first. They're a physical team, and I think we did a great job of coming out and going by our game plan.
Yeah, we just try to focus on us. We not worried about what other teams do, and just focus on how we prepare for this team. And we started off well because we were energetic. We were flying around everywhere. We were rebounding the basketball, and helping each other out. So we just got to watch film and see where we messed up there in that third, and try to get better from it, knowing it's going to be a different game in game 2.
Brent Weber, KOSU, both of you guys, you talk to the strength of your bench in a series like this, where they were a little gassed. They made that run, but the depth of your team in this series and in the postseason.
It's very important. I thought our bench was great tonight. They've been great all season, especially with all the injuries that we didn't had, and a lot of guys have stepped up, and tonight was one of those moments where they stepped up and carried us to the third.
Kevin, I'm from Sohu.com. You make 5 out of 6 shots in the last quarter. So do you find an efficient way to handle Tony Allen's tough defense?
Yeah, he's a tough defender. He's pesky, he's small. So he gets up under you a little bit. I just try to move him around and shoot my shot and just worry about my shot. And he's good on defense because he gets in guys' head by how he plays, how physical he plays. But I just try to stick to what I do, rely on my teammates, and be disciplined in my shot. So I had to keep watching film and see how I can get better and keep growing throughout the series and find out I can help my teammates more. So just just a good stepping stone. But it's not. I could be way better than I was tonight.
Patrick Braun, KDS Radio. This is for both you guys. Coach Brooks talked about how big the rebounding advantage would be. You guys out-rebounded by 10, and you guys both have 4 in the first quarter. When you guys are aggressive early going to the glass, does that kind of spark the rest of the team to do the same?
Definitely. That's a big thing for us. Our bigs are battling, these 2 big guys all game, and our job is as wings and as guards is coming there, get the long rebounds, and push the break.
Good stuff from KD and Russell Westbrook, and nice wardrobe as well. KD scored 33 points tonight. Russell Westbrook had a double-double with 23 points and 10 rebounds. Serge Ibaka, the only other Thunder player in double digits, with 17 points. Next game up is Monday night at 7 o'clock. Our next TotallyTickets.com Countdown to Tip-Off show comes to you live from Toby Keith's Monday night at 6 o'clock. We hope you'll join us. Oklahoma City 100, Memphis 86. The Thunder are up 1-0 in this postseason series. Thanks for watching this Thunder Report. I'm David Garrett for 107.7 The Franchise.